The werewolf, half man, half wolf, a creature of the night. It haunts our stories, our films, our nightmares. Why are we so drawn to this dark duality? Perhaps it's the primal fear of the unknown, or maybe it's the thrill of imagining the beast within us all. Whatever the reason, the werewolf has captivated our imaginations for centuries. The werewolf myth taps into something deep within us. It forces us to confront our own animal nature. It reminds us that the line between man and beast is not always clear, and it asks us to consider what happens when that line is crossed. The werewolf is a shapeshifter, a creature of transformation. It embodies the idea that nothing is constant, that change is the only certainty. And in a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable, the werewolf offers a strange kind of comfort. It reminds us that even in the darkest of times, there is always the potential for change. Werewolf stories didn't appear overnight. They emerged from the shadows of our collective past, rooted in ancient fears and beliefs. One of the earliest known tales comes from Greek mythology. It tells the story of Lycaon, a king who angered the god Zeus. Zeus, enraged by Lycaon's actions, transformed him into a wolf. This myth established a key element of the werewolf story, the curse. Lycaon's transformation was a punishment, a mark of his transgression. This idea of the werewolf as a cursed being would continue to resonate in later tales. Another early mention of werewolves appears in the epic poem, the Epic of Gilgamesh. This ancient Mesopotamian text features a character who is transformed into a wolf. These early stories suggest that the fear of the werewolf, the fear of becoming something monstrous, is deeply ingrained in the human psyche. The werewolf legend isn't confined to a single culture. It has traveled the globe, adapting and evolving in different societies. Each culture has imprinted its own fears and beliefs onto the myth, creating a rich tapestry of werewolf lore. In Norse mythology, we encounter berserkers, fierce warriors who donned animal skins and fought with a frenzied rage. These warriors were said to channel the spirit of the wolf, blurring the line between man and beast. Native American folklore features skinwalkers, malevolent witches or shamans who possess the ability to shapeshift into animals, including wolves. Japanese mythology gives us the kitsune, a fox spirit that can take on human form, often with a sinister motive. While not strictly a werewolf, the kitsune shares the shape-shifting ability and air of mystery that defines the werewolf myth. These examples demonstrate the universal appeal of the werewolf story. It's a story that speaks to our deepest fears and desires, regardless of our cultural background. Section 4, From Page to Screen, Modern Werewolf Tales. The werewolf continued to evolve in the 20th century, finding a new lease on life in literature, film and television. No longer confined to whispers around a campfire, the werewolf stalked across the pages of novels and leaped onto the silver screen. Classic horror films like The Wolfman from 1941 cemented the werewolf's place in the horror genre. This iconic film introduced elements that would become staples of the werewolf myth, such as the silver weakness and the connection to the full moon. Literature also embraced the werewolf, with authors like Guy Endore in The Werewolf of Paris, exploring the psychological and social implications of the curse. As the century progressed, werewolf stories began to branch out, exploring new themes and ideas. Anne Rice's The Wolf Gift from 2012 offered a more sympathetic view of the werewolf, portraying it as a creature both beautiful and cursed. Television shows like Teen Wolf from 2011 to 2017 and Being Human from 2008 to 2013 explored the challenges of being a teenager or a young adult with a monstrous secret. Section 5. Shifting Shapes. Evolving Portrayals. Over time, the image of the werewolf has undergone significant transformations. The traditional depiction of a hulking, savage beast has given way to more nuanced and complex portrayals. Early depictions often focused on the werewolf's bestial nature, emphasizing its ferocity and bloodlust. However, modern portrayals often explore the duality of the werewolf's nature, highlighting the internal struggle between man and beast. This shift reflects a broader trend in horror and fantasy, where monsters are no longer simply creatures to be feared, but complex characters with their own motivations and desires. The relationship between the werewolf and its human side has also evolved. In some stories, the transformation is seen as a curse, a source of shame and isolation. In others, it's embraced as a source of power or even liberation. This shift in perspective reflects changing attitudes towards our own animal nature. The werewolf continues to captivate our imaginations, evolving with each retelling. From ancient myths to modern legends, the allure of the beast within remains timeless. It lives on in our modern culture, inspiring new stories, movies, and even video games. We keep the spirit of the werewolf alive, ensuring its legend will endure for generations to come.